What's up guys, in this video I will show you how to get a girl sexually interested in you from a date so that if you both like each other, you will end up in the bedroom together. I will tell you what she needs to feel in order to make that happen and also show you common mistakes that you should avoid at all costs. On top of that, I would like to show you how you can start to have fun during those dates so that it doesn't feel like a life and death situation every time. Let's begin. So most guys on dates fall into two categories. First one is the creep. The second one is the nice guy. The creep will basically think with his wiener from start to finish. You can see that he doesn't care about the girl and what she says. He talks about how sexy she is, her favorite position. He's the kind of guy that will send an unrequested dick pic. During the date, the creep will be way too touchy, way too soon, and most importantly, not calibrated. He doesn't pay attention to the girl if she's comfortable or not. Basically, he's horny, and if she doesn't try to stop him, well, he will basically do what he wants to do, no matter how she feels about it. Now, we can all say that this guy is horrible. However, he has some advantages that the nice guy doesn't have. The nice guy is literally the opposite of the creep. And the problem is that he's gonna be way too selfless. He prioritizes her over him because he wants to show that he's a good guy, that he will never harm her mentally or physically. And so that means that he will be very fearful to not make her uncomfortable in any ways. And yes, she will never feel threatened by him. She will feel very at ease, but at some point she will lose attraction for him. Why? Well, because a nice guy is basically going to be filled with hesitation and awkwardness because he's constantly afraid to make her awkward, to make her uncomfortable. And so in the end, he makes the situation uncomfortable. But most importantly, he will show lack of confidence. And because of that, she will lose attraction because she wants a guy that knows what he wants, that knows what to do, because she will imagine later on in the relationship or in bed how he will act with her. And a girl wants a guy that is able to lead her, whether in bed or in life. Now, what are the advantages of the nice guy? It's calibration. And what are the advantages of the creep? Leadership. So now with those two extremes, you can see what kind of middle ground you have to aim for. And this middle ground is going to be the ideal if you want to lead a girl from date to sex. So before I explain to you the exact steps to do that, I need to tell you about intent and sexual tension, which are important concepts to have in mind while doing so. Showing intent means showing to a girl that you're interested in being her sexual partner. And the best way to do it is to just do it. The second best way, though, is to do it more subtly. Why do I say that? Because it's better for it to be not subtle but known than to be too subtle so that it's invisible. And then you end up in friend zone. So how do you do that? Well, first, your value should be big enough. What I mean is that if basically she accepted a date with you, she already sees you as having a minimum of value, so you're good there. Then during the date and before, it has to be clear enough that you are into her, but you need to show that you are not in her pocket. Meaning something like, so far, I like you. Now, saying it like this is already pretty good. It's direct, it's clear, but you can do better than that. You can say, hey, you have a pretty dress, but then later disagree on something she says. I honestly believe that dogs are way better than cats. Or, you love Mexican food, I like Italian food, this can never work. Or simpler, you do an ugly face when she says something that you don't agree with or that you don't like, simply. Now, these are obviously teasing. You do not mean it seriously, so you have to make sure that she doesn't take it seriously. And what it will create is a push-pull situation. It's creating this pleasure with compliments, but then this teasing and these attacks, basically, with the other things. And this is also something that you can do physically. If you put your hand on her shoulder while you tease her, for example, or if you say, I hate you with a smile, or I love you with a mean look. Those contrasts are amazing, they are different, they are exciting, but they are also very gimmicky or gamey, like we used to say. Basically, they're okay a few times, but if you do too much of it, it's gonna be visible that you do it on purpose. What you want to have is a more natural conversation. So they're fine in the beginning when you're learning and you don't have inspiration, but then you need to have more natural conversations. To do this, you have to have internalized two things. First, you might not have sex that day, and that's just fine. And two, that you can leave the date if she is boring. And this is something most guys don't even think about. But you can do it, and you should actually. Just be polite and make sure that she's home safe. This will make you the interviewer. You do not need to make her laugh or happy or anything. You just want to have a good time. And if she's boring, you can leave, so that you have time to date a girl that is actually interesting. For that mindset, having multiple options is gonna help tremendously. At this point, if she likes you, she will start to chase you ideally. But what can happen is that they will try to tease you back, to challenge you, to test you also. Here it's important that you maintain your frame. So you know what you want, you do not need to have sex, you do not need her to be validating you, you have other options, and that's just fine. So you can pass all of her tests and all of her teasings more easily. Because this is basically what she wants you to do. Basically, she already likes you. She prepared herself to be pretty during the date. She just hopes that she didn't shave her legs for nothing. She wants you to be the actual person that you pretend to be. She wants you to be confident. She wants you to hold your frame. She's thinking, please, please, please stay this masculine man that is not afraid of me and be unapologetic so that I can have sex with you because I'm horny. Once that is passed, you have gained attractiveness. So that's cool. You like her. Now she likes you also. It's nice. But what about sexual tension? Basically, sexual tension is, I want this man, I really do, but I cannot have him right now. Now, there's two factors here to create good sexual tension. First is how close you are to getting there. So if you're naked in a bed and you're warming each other up because it's cold, but for some reason you can't do it right now, the tension is gonna be super strong. Also, if you're in a club about to kiss a girl because you're dancing next to her, but she's like doing this little step back a little bit to make you crave it, this is also creating tension, kissing tension in that case. The second thing is the reason why you cannot do it. If the reason why you can't do it is really an impossible reason, and in that case there's no hope to do it, the sexual tension will drop completely. For example, if her parents are in the same room, but if it's something like, oh, I do not do this the first night usually, well, this is an obstacle more than an impossible thing. And in that case, you have the hope, and it makes it more exciting because there's some challenge, you see? So if you can show her that she can have you, but that's not sure. If you can show her that she can kiss you, but that's not sure. That you can have sex together, but that's not sure. This is where she will crave you. And this will create a build-up to the kiss and then to the sex that she probably didn't have before. Now, how can you, step by step, go from a date to the bedroom? So this is going to be separated in three parts. The first part is going to be the start of the date. Then the second part is going to be the chilling part. Well, basically, you're going to be chilling together. And the third part is going to be how to get her home and what to do once you're home. In that first part, the goal here is to have fun. You need to focus on the vibe. Make sure that she's laughing. Make sure that she's excited, maybe nervous also. Tease her. Basically, it's kind of a very playful date where you don't take each other seriously. You basically have fun as much as possible. And ideally, what you should do at that part is doing some kind of fun activity like bowling, playing pool, throwing axes, something like that, where you will focus more on the activity than on each other. Because what's cool with this is that if she's not very chatty, because maybe she's nervous, well, you can still tease her on what she's doing with the activity. So understand why you should not go to a movie in the first date, because there, first of all, you're not going to talk to each other, and it's very rude actually to talk in the cinema anyways. You're just going to watch the movie, and after that, yes, you're going to talk, but you're going to talk about the movie, and it's not going to tell you anything about each other really. It's really boring. Keep that for when you're in a relationship. For now, do activities that are actually fun, where you move your body. This leads us to the next part. In the next part, what you have to do is to find a chill spot. It can be your home, it can be a coffee place, it can be a bar with some music also, but basically something where you can sit next to each other, because there you're gonna start to be more chilling, more laid back, and you're gonna learn more about each other. The fact that you have been moving your body in the first part and then you're sitting, chilling, it creates this little release of the pressure that she has initially. Maybe she was a bit nervous in the beginning, you laughed, that was good. But then when you're sitting next to each other in this couch, for example, then you are more relaxed and this contrast basically makes her open up. And this is really what you have to do at that moment. You have to open up to each other. Doesn't mean that you have to be ultra vulnerable. Actually, you shouldn't. But talk more about your childhood. Talk about your passions. Talk about stuff that you like. And also criticize what she says sometimes also. Show that you are ready to be disliked also. Basically, try to be real there. Try to be more natural. Try to have a more flowing conversation, like if you are some kind of friends, long-term friends. The fact that you're in this situation will create horniness in her. She will be like, this guy was fun in the beginning. We had a lot of fun. We laughed. That was cool. But here is real. And I feel like I'm learning to know who he is. I know him now. He's talking about his childhood. He's talking about his passions. This is very interesting. So now I start to trust him, which then helps us to get to the last part. So if at that point you were still not at your place or her place, you need to now invite her. And for that, first she needs to trust you. Ideally, she does after what I just explained. But you can't just say to her, hey, let's go home and have sex. Basically, it just breaks all the magic in this moment. What you want to have is some kind of pretext, some kind of excuse, so that you invite her for that excuse and not for having sex. She still understands that there's going to be high possibility of sex, but at least it's not the narrative that she's going to tell later to her friends, for example, or even herself. So for that, what you want is to have your place filled with little gadgets. For example, you have a Uno game, or you have some kind of board games also that is pretty simple to play, not something too complicated like Monopoly or anything. Then you want to have maybe some fish tanks, some kind of animals also you can have, can be also fun. Have pictures about your friends and your families on the walls. Have some kind of memories from different countries that you went to. Basically, decorate your apartment so that when she enters it, she can also see what kind of person you are. And it doesn't look like you're some kind of psychopath with just a table and a chair. And I know as guys, we usually do that, but do an effort here in order to make her at ease in your place. Now, with all of these, it will be easier to invite her at your place, but I advise you to still add a little sentence, something like, yes, we can go to my place, but promise me that you're not going to steal my shit. Or we can go to my place, but I tell you, nothing's going to happen. I don't know you yet. Something like that, that basically is the kind of stuff that the girls say to the guy usually. And it's kind of a reverse psychology here. It will make her more at ease with the idea of coming with you, because she's going to think, well, he wouldn't say that if he would actually want to have sex with me or if he was a creep. So this makes me very comfortable. Also, it shows that he knows me, he understands me. So yes, I trust this guy. Now, once you are at your place, how will you escalate physically? Here, I want to remind you of the intent and sexual tension that I explained earlier. Do not aim for the sex, aim for the sexual tension. And when you do that, once you're at your place, you have to sit next to each other. You have to make sure that if she wants to touch you, if she wants to kiss you, it's possible for her to do it very easily. And if she doesn't initiate anything, please do not do the mistake of trying for the kiss, of trying for stuff. Do not do that. It's way better if she does it her first. She can be shy, but even if she's shy, at some point of tension, the person will show you clear sign that she's literally begging for you. Maybe she will not kiss you, but she will be very close to you. She will look at you in your eyes. She will look at your lips. Anything like this is enough to start to kiss her, basically. If none of that happens, though, see her another day. I guarantee you that because of all of this tension, she will start to touch herself thinking about you tonight. In this whole part, you have to make her feel safe and horny. Now, all of this might have seemed very difficult and complex, but that's normal. It's just the beginning. If you don't have much experience, you're gonna have to try these out. And obviously, the natural conversations, all of this won't come right for now. Yes, you will fail, as everyone did, as I did, but thanks to this video, you will now fail way less than the others. And with the time, what will happen is that you will get your first reference experiences, your first successes. And so thanks to that, you will start to get confident. you will have seen those situations before, so you will know how to deal with them later. And this will make you way more laid back. Also, because you probably have multiple choices now, you will have confidence in your ability to find someone else if this one fails. So you won't be afraid to express yourself, you won't be afraid to tease, you won't be afraid to be funny, to express your humor, your personality and stuff. And so all of this will make sure that you have fun when you're on those dates, to a point where you're actually going to look forward to them and you're going to be thinking about them and how you can have even more fun than before. This is how you truly start to get good with girls, when they see that you're at ease, when they see that you're having fun. Alright guys, so this was how to get a girl from a date to the bed. If you like this video, don't hesitate to like, to comment your critics or your love, even to follow me for further videos, so that also I know that I should make more content like this.